Hi, I'm Tommy.
I'm Isaiah.
I'm Keith.
And welcome to the Hat Trick. This day in history, 29 August 2005, Hurricane Katrina made landfall in New Orleans, Louisiana as a Category 4 hurricane.
That was all the way in 2005?
2005.
Wow,
And despite being only the third most powerful storm in 2005, Katrina was the worst natural disaster in the history of the United States. This day in history.
2005, I
was 7 years old.
think I was 8. Wow.
Yeah, man. Okay, I'm not going to even say how old I was. It was only a few years ago.
Well, Keith, welcome.
Welcome.
You finally made it on an episode.
Yeah, it's about
It
time.
only took to episode 3.
About time.
Well, the first one was actually like a legit issue, but the second one is...
Hey, man, we all got stuff we got to take care of. So.
Yeah, we had to go home and feed the chickens. Maybe pick up the eggs.
Oh, you know.
That's what you had to do. Now you know, right?
Now you know.
All right, well, welcome to the show.
Oh, yeah.
Subscribers, we've been telling them that you was going to be coming, so I'm glad you're here. We can
I told you he was
to the
here.
next level. So all right.
Well, I'm glad to finally get that gap fixed so we could finally get this show rolling.
We are too.
All right.
Well, guys, today we got something special.
What is that?
We'll roll right into it. So now it's time for
the Hat Trick Game Show.
Welcome to the Hat Trick Game Show. Today, Keith will be competing against Tommy.
I'm gonna whoop your ass.
The way this is going to work, they both have their
Chopsticks, baby.
chopsticks in red wrapping. After a question is asked, after I get through all 4 answer choices, the first one to raise it into the air will get to answer the question first. There's 8 questions total, so there is a possibility of a tie, and in that event, we'll have a tiebreaker for it.
Can I just say I'm already winning this?
All right, we'll see.
I don't even know what the questions is. He could be talking about Mount Krakatoa. What's the name of that?
So
Yeah.
The theme for today is we all hear about all the great records in sports.
Okay.
The fastest 100-meter dash.
Yeah, Deion Sanders.
Most home runs in Major League Baseball in a career. You know, highest scoring game. But what about the worst records? That's what we're going to focus on today.
The worst records. Okay.
Are you ready?
You probably win this one because I don't focus on the worst nothing. All right, so we ready. Let's go ahead. We got it.
Wait, you're saying I'm bad?
All right.
Nah.
Ready? Number 1. Since 1960, which of these 4 teams has not had a winless season in the NFL? Is it A, the Cowboys, B, the Buccaneers, C, the Colts, or D, the Chargers? Tommy?
I'm trying to remember which year these teams came in because that's kind of a tricky question. Some of these teams may not even been in the NFL. They all been in the NFL
at the time.
So I'm going to go along and say Cowboys. Cowboys have always had winning seasons or at least won one game in a season. Yeah, I go with the Cowboys on that.
That is incorrect.
Oh, well, I got something wrong then. You got a chance to steal it.
I'm going to have to go with the Buccaneers on that one.
Oh.
Buccaneers? I'm afraid you're incorrect as well. The Cowboys went winless in 1960.
I wasn't born then.
The Buccaneers had a winless season in 1976. The Colts had a winless season in 1982.
It's the Chargers.
It's the Chargers.
The Chargers have never gone winless.
That one actually surprised me a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. Okay. Learn something new every day. All right.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to get this second one, man. We got 8 questions.
So right now we're at
0-0. 0-0.
All right. Number 2. What is the worst win percentage in Major League Baseball history?
Oh, you got me on this one.
Is it A, 0.211%, B, 0.235%, C, 0.242%, or D, 0.199%? If you want to write down the answers, you can.
Do you have the name of the teams on there?
I do have the name of the team that has, but which one? You could write it down as I go to help you remember. So A is 0.211.
0.211.
B, 0.235.
235.
C, 0.242. Or D, 0.199%.
So you're saying which team?
What is the lowest percentage? And I'll tell you the team after.
You know what, man? I got this one.
Keith?
I'm going to have to go, with the second lowest. I'm going to have to go with 0.211 on that
0.211? I'm afraid you're incorrect. Tommy, you have a chance to steal?
Okay, let's go with 0.242.
That is also incorrect.
Oh, man. Which one was it?
In 1916, the Philadelphia Athletics had the record-setting worst season in history with a 0.235% win.
Philadelphia what again?
Athletics. This is 1916 now.
My grandmother was born in 1912. Maybe I could have called her up from heaven and asked her. How the hell I'm supposed to know that?
So for now, we're still tied at nothing.
Made me right on my page.
On to the next one. Number 3. Which NBA player has the worst free throw percentage of all time? Is it A, Ben Wallace, B, Shaquille O'Neal, C, DeAndre Jordan, or D, Andre Drummond?
Ben Wallace.
That's incorrect.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Ben Wallace can't Big Ben can't shoot. He can't shoot nothing. You serious?
I'm afraid you're incorrect, Tommy. Keith?
I'm going to go with Shaq.
Shaquille O'Neal, that is... He actually has the highest percentage of all four of those
it's got to be Drummond then.
Andre Drummond is correct. Ben Wallace had a 41.4%. Shaquille O'Neal, 52.7%, the highest on this list.
I knew Shaq was a little bit higher than
DeAndre Jordan, 41.7%, and Andre Drummond, 38.6%.
So
far.
Why I didn't go with doggone Drummond?
Still tied at 0. Will anyone score a point?
We're some dumbasses.
On to the next. Number 4. Which of these 4 teams has made at least one Super Bowl appearance? So 3 of them have never made one.
Okay.
Is it A, the Jets? Now wait till I get them all out. B, the Lions? C, the Jags? Or D, the Texans? Keith?
Jags.
That's incorrect.
Texans.
That is also incorrect.
What, the Jags? Texans? Or who's the other two? The Jets?
I thought have made a Super Bowl appearance. The Lions, Jaguars, and Texans have never made a Super Bowl appearance out of those 4 teams.
So you're saying
who hasn't? Oh, you kind of tossed us up with that one. But that's okay. Next one. We still 0-0.
No, yeah. There's only one team that's made it to Super Bowl in those 4 teams.
I thought we
I thought it was the opposite way. I thought
me too.
3
That's
of
what I
them
was
did
thinking.
and one of them didn't.
Yeah, that's what we was thinking.
No. Which
I
one of these
think
4
it was
teams?
just my head.
Game
Which
show
one of these?
era.
Which one of these 4 teams has had at least one Super Bowl appearance? So,
all right, no problem.
Still tied at 0-0.
Folks, we need some help.
Wonder,
make some comments, okay?
I wonder if there'll be any points at all. I'm starting to get worried here.
Okay,
that's
well,
4 out of 8
all right,
questions.
well let's go on to number 5. What is the largest defeat in NFL history? Is it A, 79-0, B, 73-0, C, 67-0, or D, 59-0?
I'm going to say 73-0.
That is correct. Keith gets a point. The Bears beat the Redskins 73-0.
Way to go, man.
That's how I know that, because my grandfather used to tell... Actually, a little fun fact. My grandfather actually helped build Soldiers Field.
Oh, wow.
Oh, how about that?
That's awesome,
pretty cool.
man. Well, you know, my answer would have been 70. What was the first one?
79.
No, what was the other one?
67 and 59.
I would have probably chose 67.
I was about to go with 59.
Okay.
Well, 59 was also a record, but it was beaten by 73.
Okay.
Well, actually, I think 50... Never mind.
All right, good point, man.
So, Keith takes the lead with 1. All right. Number 6. What is the highest number of sacks against a team in a single game? Is it A, 11, B, 12, C, 13, or D, guess the number? 14.
11.
That is incorrect.
I'm such a dumbass.
13.
That's also incorrect. The correct answer is 14.
14?
Wow.
Who did that?
Guess this. Philadelphia sacked the Giants in 1952 14 times in one game.
Well, you wasn't born and I wasn't born.
How about that, huh? Man,
you still got a chance to win, Tommy.
That's right.
You better
still
get
have a chance to win.
2.
There's two questions left, all right?
All right.
Number 7. What is the record for the most red cards given in a single game of soccer? Is the answer A, 12, B, 23, C, 36, or D, 7?
36 would be unusual. I wouldn't say 36.
Remember,
In
you
a
have to
soccer
raise. You
game.
have to raise the chopsticks.
I'm going to go since I'm trying
Tommy?
to go with that. What was the answers again?
You've got 12, 23, 36, or 7.
23.
That's incorrect.
Damn.
Keith?
I'll go with gut here. I'm going to go with 12.
That's also incorrect.
Damn, is it 36?
The most red cards given in a single game of soccer is 36.
You got to be kidding me. Who was that?
The ref red carded every single player, every single substitute, and all of the coaches in an Argentinian game.
Did they
of
run
soccer.
his butt off the field?
I actually did a little bit of research on this. Apparently, a referee can give a red card even after the game is over, and they can give it to players, substitutes, coaches, all of them.
Wow. All right, I didn't
So-
know that. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. My
So,
final
He
finale.
pretty much just suspended everybody.
That's what he did.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Final
The
finale.
last-
To
the last
tie it up.
chance.
The last question, which I didn't tell you all, is actually worth 2 points.
I'm going to win this.
So, it's pretty much winner takes all at this point. All right?
Of course, that's going to be me.
Now, this one is not multiple choice, so you're going to have to write down an answer. The closest one, without going over, wins.
All right.
Number 8. What is the slowest time to finish a marathon in Olympic history?
Okay, so
Slowest time.
with the slowest time, okay, so what type of marathon? Do you like the Boston Marathon, 26.5
An
miles?
Olympic marathon. Olympic marathon.
The slowest time, you mean?
Slowest time ever recorded for an Olympic marathon. Go ahead and write your answers down.
So it's the closest. You're doing this right here where the closest one.
Without going over.
Without going over? I'm going to say 4 hours.
5 hours and 37 minutes.
You ready for the answer?
I'm ready for the answer.
54 years. Can you believe it?
The hell you? Huh?
It was the 1912 Olympics in Sweden. His name was Shizo Kanakuri. All right, he was he ran for Japan in the marathon. He did not wear the usual footwear that most Olympic runners would wear. He actually wore traditional footwear, which did not have a lot of cushion on the feet. He also, I've read from some sources that the food from Sweden didn't agree with him too well, so he felt kind of sick already, and it was hot.
Oh, see,
It was 90 plus
He
degrees.
has to take a crap.
So about halfway through the marathon, there's 2 different stories. The more popular one is that he passed out and then recovered, and then eventually he forfeited. He didn't finish the race. He forfeited, but he didn't tell the officials. So he just went back to Japan. He was like, you know what? I'm out. It just went MIA. Yeah, for make a long story short, 54 years later, he I don't remember exactly why. I think they invited him out to Sweden, but they told him a different reason than it actually was, so that he would know. And when he got there, they asked him, because they found out he was alive. A lot of them thought he might have died. They found out he was alive, and so they invited him. And when he got there, they told him, "Do you want to finish your race? Because you never finished." And he was 76 years old when he finished that race. His official time was 54 years, 8 months, 6 days, 5 hours, 32 minutes, and 20.3 seconds.
Interesting.
50.
What I want to know is, did he finish it did he start from the point where he stopped? Or did they have him try
No.
to do the whole thing?
No, he did not do the
Okay,
whole
where
thing.
he-
This
where he
man was
stopped
76 years old.
Hey, man. Hey, people are healthy these days
No,
at
I think-
76.
I think he just ran the last 100 meters or
54.
something. I don't remember.
Never
exactly what it
doggone
was.
got that answer.
Mhm.
Okay, so
So,
right.
you were the closest with 5 hours. You said 4 hours. So, congratulations, Keith. You are the first ever winner of the Hat Trick Game Show. What do you have to say?
he kicked my ass. That's what he got to say.
Honestly, most of those were just based off of like pure like guesses out of my mind. Like
Well, I mean, you got at least one.
Well, if he'd have
That's more than
started
him.
maybe 30 years ago to present, I would have whipped your ass. But he started back when my grandmama was born. So
Well, that was fun.
Next time, get some modern questions, okay? So, all right. Now it's time for...
Now you know. So, the last time we talked about how the NFL
Point system?
point system started.
Yeah.
So I decided to take it in a little bit of a different direction, and I went with, do you guys know how the NFL draft started?
Absolutely not.
What year?
1930.
Oh, that was way before I was born, so no.
Well, in the 30s. It didn't start in 1930.
To be honest with you, I don't know too much about it now. So,
Yeah, well, I know a lot about the draft.
well, of course you do.
But,
Now you guys will know.
okay.
So, the NFL started in 1920, August 20th, 1920. And for 16 years, players were able to join any club or team that they wanted to join.
Imagine
Like a
that.
super
Coming
team.
straight into
Super
it.
teams.
Yep.
Team.
Okay.
That's why,
Imagine
So, like,
that.
Like it's a video game.
yeah. Exactly. Like you create your own player and it says like you can pick what team you want to
What
play
team
for.
you want to go on?
That's pretty much what
That
it was
freaking
like
was awesome right there.
for 16 years. For 16 years.
Wow, stack
See,
my
that's how all
team,
them.
man.
That's how all them records happen.
Yeah.
A lot of them
Yep.
records.
Yeah.
Way back in
Way
the
back in the
50s,
day.
and the 30s, and
Okay,
the
so they
20s.
made it unfair.
Stacked teams.
So like them Warriors, right? Anyway.
Yeah, so, and then they finally decided, okay, well, actually, May 19th, 1935, they finally adapted a plan for a college draft.
Mm-hmm.
And it was actually proposed to the NFL by the Eagles owner and future NFL commissioner, Burt Bell.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, he had to sell the team then because he couldn't be the commissioner. So
Exactly.
I guess
So he
had to
wound up
sell
selling the
Okay.
team, proposed them the idea of starting an NFL draft.
Oh, so it was his ideal, or
Yes, because it
was
said
his
it
idea?
said
Okay.
like in the sources it said that he proposed the idea to the NFL and then they finally adapted it
okay.
May 19th, 1935.
Smart man. Glad he
Eagles,
did.
Yeah.
the East Coast man.
So we'll know. so we had to stop getting rid of the most stacked teams.
And after he proposed it, they stated that teams started the draft in the inverse order of how they finished the season. So
Okay, so
Right.
from bottom to
the
top.
bottom to top.
Oh,
exactly.
okay.
And it first started at 9 rounds. It was a 9-round draft.
It's how many rounds is it now? I think it's 12.
12 rounds.
12 rounds, yeah.
12 rounds currently.
Oh, okay.
And then 1937 came around, and they increased it to 10 rounds.
Okay.
And then right before the end of that decade, 1939, they wound up extending it to 20 rounds.
20 rounds.
A
That's-
20-round draft.
Damn.
Wow. So they had to push it back down.
Mhm.
Because that put more, if you do 20 rounds, that pushed more than 53 people on the team. Your roster's only 53
And
people.
you'll be looking
And
like
get this too.
Princeton versus Rutgers again
Exactly.
with them.
50 on 50, right? Okay.
But get this. So between 1937 and 1939, so from 1938 to 1939, only the bottom 5 teams were allowed to make a pick in rounds 2 and 4.
Okay.
So the 5 worst teams were the only teams that could take picks in the second round and the 4th round.
Oh, wow. Okay. I see.
So then the next decade came around, the 40s. The NFL faced competition with the All-America Conference coming into the picture for the pro football scene. And at that time, they also added, in 1947, the bonus selection, first round overall pick. That's when the first round overall pick finally came in, 1947.
My mother was born in 1947. So that was a great year.
Good year.
Good year.
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
So then-
live in the 40s, but
You got so that was pretty much the only thing that really changed was you had the All-America Pro Conference coming into the pro football scene,
Mm-hmm.
making it a little bit harder with things, and then they added the first round overall pick. So from 47 to 1958, nothing really changed.
Oh,
They
okay.
pretty much stayed that whole way, all the way up until 1958. And then 1958 finally came around, and the first pick overall was abandoned. Each team was able to make their first overall pick. Each team was able to get.
Did you,
At least
in 1958, was it 32 teams or was it less than 32 teams NFL. Didn't you research that? Okay.
That,
If you didn't know, don't worry about it.
Yeah,
Okay.
not good.
All right.
And then each team resumed picking in reverse order.
Okay.
And then nothing, that pretty much stayed the same. So each team was awarded first round pick overall.
Okay.
They abandoned the first pick being awarded to the worst team and then going in reverse order from there.
Kind of like mimicking me over here every time I do something with my cup.
It's kind of like mimicking me
We're
over
at a
here.
minute and
Every
30
time I do
seconds.
something with my cup.
All right, so the 60s came around and it started making things a little bit harder on them because they had to deal with the American Football League coming into the play in the 60s. And
AFL.
Yep.
Yep. AFL.
And as soon as they came in, the reason why things got harder because from the 60s, the drafts were completely separate. All the way up until 66. And then from 67 to 69, they finally decided to hold joint drafts. And then at the end of 69, they finally merged at the end of that decade. And then that's when Super Bowl came into play.
1968, 67, 68? First
Between
Super Bowl?
then, yes.
Okay.
And then in the 70s, the only really major change was just the number of rounds where it finally changed from 20 to 12.
Okay.
So for about a good solid
Long time.
40, almost 50 years, it was at 20 rounds.
20
Wow.
rounds. That's a lot of doggone
How
people.
long was it at that? You said almost how many years?
40 years.
40?
About 40 years.
Wow.
Like
Like I
about
said,
40 years.
man,
39 to...
I'm having flashbacks
70s.
back to 1880, whatever it was, when
Yeah.
when Princeton played Rutgers.
But they did soccer style. Remember that?
Okay, anyway, my bad.
And then finally, after the NFL got rid of the AFL, they finally merged. That competition was gone for the draft picks. As soon as the 80s hit around, competition started to get back up a little bit because the United States Football League started trying to get into the draft picks.
USFL.
USFL?
USFL.
I never heard of the USFL.
They tried to, I think they tried to get was it Herschel Walker to play. I think he did play in the USFL.
Really?
I believe it was Herschel Walker. Yeah.
That's
I
crazy
believe it
because
was.
I
Yeah.
never heard of the USFL. I heard of the AFL.
He came out of Georgia. He played again, SEC, played with Georgia. And I think USFL, yeah, it was Herschel Walker. I think USFL, that played in the USFL.
USFL.
Yeah, and then of course, Dallas picked up Herschel after that. Yeah.
But
So-
the ultimate highlight of the 80s was that for draft-wise, in 83, it was a rare group of college quarterbacks that dominated the whole first round of that year's draft. In 83,
the year the quarterback.
the first round.
Was
of
that like
83.
Dan Marino and all like that? Or
Yep.
you got any people like that?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Probably,
You making my job real hard, man.
yeah.
I'm sorry. So 90s, many of the top decades teams they were building up through the draft and all that. The Cowboys in the 90s were actually coming after 89. They were coming off a 1-15 season.
Yeah, almost.
Almost. Yeah.
Almost.
Almost
Actually,
a
in
winless
in
season.
60, they had,
Yeah.
in 1960, they had a winning
Yep.
season. When was that?
1989.
That was 89.
Yeah, so they almost had two.
Yeah.
Actually, they might have had two already. But
I was well a Giants fan back then.
And then in the 90s, so from 89, from going 1-15 to all it just from 89 to the mid 90s, they won 3 Super Bowls.
Under Troy Aikman,
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy Johnson.
Jimmy
All-star
Johnson is
quarterback right there.
also a NASCAR driver.
Yeah.
Number 48.
Dallas was pretty strong in the 90s. Really strong. Emmitt
Sponsored
Smith.
by Lowe's.
Yeah, it was real.
I'm speaking about something totally different.
I know. I kind of ignored him a little bit on that. That's it.
Shout out to all the NASCAR fans out there.
Yeah.
Okay, so like in the 2000s decade, there really nothing changed. There really wasn't much going on. But then 2010, so you had the Rams that selected Sam Bradford for the first overall pick.
That's right.
And they, from that, all the way up until now, currently, they set a trend for the first overall pick to be QBs. Because you got Cam Newton that came after that.
Yep.
Cam Newton.
Andrew Luck came after
okay.
that, first round pick overall. Jameis Winston, first round pick overall. And Jared Goff, first round picks overall.
Yep.
All because of the Rams from 2010 up until now.
So the
They
quarterback
set a
wasn't.
trend for quarterbacks in the first round.
So the quarterback wasn't really that much of importance as other positions back in the day. That's what it seemed
Yep.
like. Okay.
Interesting.
Oh, that is interesting.
And they said in the sources too that the Rams pretty much with setting that trend, it was like setting a trend to find new faces
Mm-hmm.
to hold that team.
Okay. What did Wentz? I know you're Eagles. You like the Eagles. What did he go first round? Wentz? Do you know?
No, I actually don't remember what round he came in as.
I know he went first round. He came out of North Dakota State.
Yep.
I know he was first round, but I don't know if he was number one.
I don't think he was number one
I don't
pick
think he was number
overall.
one, but okay. Eli Manning was, baby. Came out of Ole Miss. Tom Brady wasn't.
Well, now you guys know
Okay.
how
That's some
the
good
NFL
history.
draft came into being.
That's some pretty good history, man.
Well, Keith. Well, Keith, glad to finally have you on the show.
Mm-hmm.
It's about time.
Yeah, it's good to
If
be here, man.
if you enjoy watching the Hat Trick, please make sure to give us a like.
Okay.
Look at all that audio, man.
Yeah, it is a lot of audio on that Mission Impossible computer you got. MSI. You ever heard of an MSI computer?
Yeah.
You really?
It's a popular one, but you know, you
Oh, really?
you old folks,
Oh, that's that Mission Impossible.
all you know is about them building size computers.
Dun 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 dun. Mission Impossible. The what again? I just ain't know. See what my head just did, man. The what again? Oh, you trying to say them old ass damn IBM big ass?
Building size.
Yeah, damn man.
A kilobyte was like the size of this room.
You know, I don't. We was back in the day where they had a damn the first floppy disk. You ever seen the first floppy disk?
No.
It was about half the size of this box. It was a floppy disk, and you can only put like 1 or 2 files on it, and that's it. I was back in them days. It was floppy disk. So
Well, anyways, Keith, glad to have you on the show for once.
It's finally good to be here.
No, I know you were on the second one, but you know,
yeah,
unofficially.
yeah.
Yeah.
Good to have you here, man. It's a good piece of history too, man. I like that.
Yeah, good. That was a good one.
Yeah.
If you enjoy watching the Hat Trick, please make sure to give us a like,
And don't forget to subscribe.
And don't forget to turn on the notifications.
which is the bell icon, if you didn't know, in that direction, kind of.
Yeah,
Down there.
somewhere.
This one.
Maybe the upper right.
Down.
Oh.
Bottom right, your bottom right, our bottom left. That one. Down there.
Maybe up on the top right.
No,
Okay.
bottom left. Bottom right, our bottom left.
Hold on, man. Let me close my eyes and see.
Can't remember it anyway. I know you can't remember it anyway. Okay.
Anyway, thank you for watching the Hat Trick.
We'll see you in the next one.